Hi everybody, and welcome back. Let's go to our clean feed. That's right, we're going. Yeah, words. Put them all together in a very sharp way, and you'll
You
see
have a sentence.
gibberish. That's what it's all about, man. Sentences, words we speak to make our jobs. BeanBoys going
Jesus
up
Christ,
against
Toby, how
Alliance.
have you not been fired already?
That's a very good question. I ask myself that every single day.
Oh.
So let's get this fucking party started. BeanBoys versus Alliance.
You are in a mood today, Toby.
I got off a plane. We
a
never
mood.
told the story.
No.
We never told the story.
We
so,
never will.
So for people who've been tuning in directly on this stream, last game we promised a story. It never really got to any real downtime.
It's
so
not
we
a
never...
very good story, though.
No, it's a shite story. I'm not going to lie about that. But it's a story nonetheless, and people were promised. So the story is, Gareth and I left from Berlin Tegel Airport very early yesterday morning. It was about 8:30. I left the house to get to the airport for that one. We did everything we booked in. We checked in our bags. We got on the plane, and then we were told to get off the plane because a bird had struck our plane. Damage to the left wing.
But between it leaving the hangar and being put
and being put at the gate, a bird had hit the wing and done considerable enough damage that the plane couldn't fly.
It was no longer serviceable, Toby.
No longer serviceable. Thank you very much for the exact quote. So yeah, then we waited in line for 2 hours to get a ticket on a completely different network of airlines, and then we had to go through Paris and then to here, and we ended up arriving in LAX at about 10 p.m.-ish. I think we got out the front doors, then got an Uber down here to Ontario. So that took us about an hour and a half. Showered for 15 minutes, and then got in the car and came over here, ready to cast this.
Then Toby ate a can of nuts, and then we had game one.
And I have nuts.
Alliances turn to battle.
Like, I'm not even kidding. He just took a whole can of nuts from the cupboard. The only can of nuts.
For the professional.
You're flinging them fucking everywhere, Toby. What are you doing? Just on the floor.
10 seconds remaining.
Animal.
Nuts. Oh, that's what that thing appears.
What thing?
I've been discovering overlays as we go.
Cool.
That's great. Let's get back to the draft. You guys want to see that, not us. Oh, I gotta eat.
Yeah, and I'll pick up your fucking rubbish from the floor. There was another one, but I don't know where it went. I think I might be sitting on it. Or whatever, it's gone now.
Can't be sitting on something that got flung across the room.
That's the dinner budget for BTS production. I think
doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. All right, so BeanBoys, Mr. Sing Sing is back out of retirement. You'll see him listed up there as XAX.
That's his name.
I prefer my version.
Yours has too many syllables.
But that is in fact Sing Sing. Cancel Boogie, Celery, as well as a Sexy Bambo. The most suicidal offlaning you'll ever experience. Going up against Alliance. So can the stack from the qualifier beat the professional team?
I honestly think they can. Like when you look at player-to-player matchups and also overall dynamic of team.
Yeah.
BeanBoys is like
5 seconds remaining.
Almost indefinable in how they play, right? The only thing you know they're going to do is they're going to pick heroes that can kill you. And kill you quickly and easily. And they will potentially run at you. Alliance is a lot more, stoic and kind of slow-paced and standard of late. I think Jonas Fan has been one of their real key players in bringing that off-lane, back into this fighting meta and gripping up with his team and pushing. But if you're dying across the board and if you're being ganked in every lane by Bambo roaming off the off-lane and, Boogie charging in with a Spirit Breaker or something, it really can be very difficult to keep tabs on what BeanBoys are doing and where they're aiming towards for the mid-game.
Just had a check there, and I apologize to everybody. We thought we fixed it. Dota TV audio. We didn't fix it. It's still broken. So, yeah. So I'm apologizing to people that can't hear me.
Small problem.
Yeah, we have issues.
Ooh. That's not a hero.
It is if you're EGM.
That's cool, actually.
He used to play that hero non-stop for Alliance. One of the more greedier heroes that you get, so it definitely suited EGM in that 4-position role.
10
and then the Crystal Maiden fits in the last piece as well. And then you got the Clockwork for initiation. And it, because it's also picked up after the Clockwork's already grabbed, it's none of these shenanigans with an off-lane Elder Titan we're not going to go back to those kind of
Reserve
days.
time.
But yeah, so we've got our 2 supports. We've got ourselves the offlaner. And BeanBoys now
Alliances
get
turn
themselves
to
one of the
pick.
best offlaners you can get, which is the Sand King. Great presence in the lane, and a Weaver very difficult to lock down, as well as the controlling from the Rubik. So BeanBoys, I'm liking their draft already. Alliance, it's very Alliance-y.
10 seconds.
That's the thing, though,
remaining.
right? Alliance haven't played a lot in the past couple of months. They played
5
the
seconds remaining.
elimination mode. They played elimination mode, and they played a couple of games, either side of that. But they've not had
Reserve
a
time.
massive amount of comp games on the
Dire
past 2
team
months or
pick.
so. But they've been boot camping a lot, right? So you know
Yeah.
that they've been thinking, strategizing, playing a hell of a lot of scrims, and getting themselves ready for this major qualifier. And now they come back with an ET Clockwork Mirana that we haven't seen in, I don't know, like a year and a
10
half or something, with
seconds
Stomp into
remaining.
Arrow, Cogs into Arrow. The Frostbite starts things off as well. You've
5
got some
seconds
really great
remaining.
laning combo plays here for Alliance, while BeanBoys, if you set yourselves permanently on the aggressive, with Sand King and Rubik always
Alliances
looking for
turn
telekinesis
to
into
ban.
stun, Weaver to do the damage, then you're always putting yourself too far forward almost. You're putting yourself into range of the Frostbite into Arrow combo. You're putting yourself into the arms of Alliance, and I think before that OD
10
pick, I would have
seconds remaining.
massively favored Alliance going into this.
Yeah.
Just from the first 4 picks. But OD now
5
adds a layer of
seconds
defense.
remaining.
It adds a layer of safety. Someone gets hit by an arrow or a stomp or Cogs.
Let me take you out of time and space.
Reserve
Yep.
time.
Let me just save you, buddy.
Yeah. And it's a solid draft coming out from Mr. Ninjabuki. Yes. Whoops. Just Boogie.
Ninja Boogie.
I added Ninjabuki. I shouldn't have added
Mike
Ninja.
Ross.
That's the wrong person. Mr. Boogie. Just by himself. Yeah.
What's left over then? I mean, I'm assuming offlane Clock, ET Maiden are your 2 supports. Mirana,
Potentially mid, potentially...
probably mid.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, so
Well,
so you're looking for a loader hero, and you're looking for either a 3 or 4 position from BeanBoys.
I think it'll be Bambo Sand King, and they'll give Boogie maybe... I don't know if I want to play Earth Spirit
10
into this.
seconds remaining.
Ooh.
Especially if he doesn't have an easy combination hero.
5 seconds remaining.
That's a difficult one, actually. Maybe you go for like a Bat Rider for Bambo then,
Dire team
and just have the
pick.
Sand King roaming and jungling. Then you've got the catch and kill power onto pretty much any hero here. Again, Alliance have almost no saving grace apart from ET Stomp to turn around a fight.
Yep.
10 seconds
Chaos
remaining.
of Chaos Knight.
The Naga ban though.
It's-
That is
remaining.
like the antithesis of BeanBoys' drafting style and play style.
yeah, like we're not...
Oh, they
we're
do
not-
go Earth Spirit.
It's like we're not dealing with your crap.
Alliances
We're gonna ban the
turn
crap.
to pick.
Yeah. We don't want you
And
getting your
go
hands
from
on
there.
it. So, I mentioned Earth Spirit for Boogie because he has been playing like a hard roamer for BeanBoys in the past couple of, through the qualifier, through the opens. He's been playing a lot of just move from lane to lane, pick up bounty runes and look for any openings he can. But I didn't feel massively confident in him playing Earth Spirit this game. Because again, you might roll into Cogs. If you roll forward, you put yourself into an aggressive position, which kind of plays into what Alliance are doing. Have we done it, Tobes?
I don't know if we did it. I don't know if Alliance have done it in the draft. I don't like this draft much. Just because I enjoyed the entertainment draft that comes out of BeanBoys. But Spec, the potential to be completely punished.
Especially against an OD.
It seems like one of those really, really risky drafts, and I don't see how it fully pays off unless you can guarantee you get to the late game. But even if
10
you do
seconds
get
remaining.
somewhere closer to the late game, whoops, no, that layer, cool.
Prepare
Yeah,
for
even
battle.
if you do get closer towards the late game, the Weaver as well as the OD is probably killing you off before you even reach that point. So what do you build on the spec? Like, how do you make the spec actually more early game? Like, remember the old like drums,
Phase
earn,
diffusal
like,
blade, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, but I also feel you need Radiance in this game. So maybe he does go for like phase earn and then sees how much money he can save up. I don't know if Vanguard is an option.
Vanguard may take a little bit too long, and then you won't have any damage output. Because then you're fully reliant on Limp doing all your work for you. Like, without his damage, there's nothing if Spec doesn't go for the early combat build. And I don't know if you can really rely on saying, well, EGM's aura is going to give you that extra little bit of an oomph to get over the line.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it feels a bit awkward. But one thing they've got going for them is that Crystal Maiden can farm jungle, EGM can control mid lane and give a great time for Limp. But you need these two supports level 2, right? Very often we see teams pick up one support that just can sit level 1, zone harass for the first couple of minutes and be fine with that. But both of these supports need their level 2 for the Frostbite Arcane Aura and also for the Spirit Stomp.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch this because JSF's going to go for the root.
Spectre's dying bot.
BeanBoys taking a lot of damage, and will it actually be the Spectre go down first? Runs away with the bugs on him. So Bounty still end up going 50-50, split across the board, but Bambo already has to burn his consumables. And Clockwork has to burn 1 Tango.
And Bambo has no man. Oh, he's got a Mango left, but going the trouble is he had to go stun level 1 also, which is huge. You no longer have Caustic to dominate this lane at level 1.
Yep.
So Yuna fan with Poor Man's Shield and Tangos should be off to a pretty damn good start, to be honest. Like, Bambo's trying to drag the wave back in so it doesn't have to last hit under tower.
Anything which can take him out of position and
bot lane.
Give Boogie something more to work with. So yeah, Weaver, well, with a Spectral Dagger, he can't get away. He went for the Swarm level 1 because that was how they're going to combat around the Bounty rune. He didn't have Shikuchi.
Like, talking about awkward level 1 spell pickups. Sand King not taking Caustic Finale, fine, whatever, you can deal with that. But not having Shikuchi level 1 on your offlane Weaver is a huge, huge problem.
Sing no. And he is that 3 position. Well, I say 3 position. Technically, he's the 1, right? Because Bambo, who's normally their 3 position, is currently taking the safe lane. But he can't be helped. Like, Celery can't come over and help him out. SK needs to hit the level 2 to start with. And now actually has to Burrow Strike away from the Cog Trap. So the Clockwork is... he was getting the upper hand while he could before this creep wave came onto the tower and gave the experience they were looking for.
Yeah. BeanBoys... I just don't know why the supports are top. I really feel like they should be at least ganking mid or something, but they've got level 2 on Earth Spirit now. Another big thing that they have to look forward to. But Alliance still struggling to get 2 over on the ET and Maiden. They've got a big stack to clear through. Shouldn't take too long. But they've done so much work against this Weaver.
Yeah. Yeah, Sing is kind of like a nothing, and he can't just back off like his only saving grace. Is he really? Is this what he's forced to do? He's gonna Scarab Beetle farm up camps.
No.
Yeah. It's the only thing he can do. You at least have the root control. He moved up for the bounty, so it's not all in vain. Like, and if he can get up to level 2, he has Shikuchi, so he can go into the lane.
Toby, no, he's so close.
Oh,
just 1 creep die, please.
Too far away, but he does have the advantage. Hanskin doesn't have a huge amount of kill potential, so he just needs to come down to the lane at the right time, which is now. 1 creep's gonna die, and he'll have his level 2. So here it is. So he's got his maneuverability. Boogie has rotated down with the Invis rune, and Celery has also joined him. So EGM pretty close behind, so it still is a 3-on-3 off lane
but
now.
They've got level 3 Rubik and level 2 Earth Spirit, and that's the massive deciding factor, right? That's what I've been talking about. CM and ET have just hit level 2 both now, so you do have the Spirit Stomp, and they'll be able to scout them out with this, which is pretty nice, as well as that lane ward. But I think this aggro try should have come a little bit sooner to shut down Loader.
I think it was meant to come at the very start.
And then they thought,
they backed up and they focused more on the supports, getting them levels and sacrificing Sing. Because, like, what are you really worrying about? Okay, Loader's going to get some early farm. What's this going to give him? Phase. All right. They can deal with that if they can continue to kill him off later, and that is the plan. Like, Bambo's got the farm up on the top. He's going to go Arcane Boost by the looks of it as his very start. And
seeing stars.
Leap, Starfall, Arrow, and underneath the tier 1 tower, the OD dies.
Yeah, can we rewind? Because I'm certain that's not meant to happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to. That's not allowed. And,
Sorry,
we're meant to be better than this, Gareth.
The OD went to Astral, but Like, I heard the animation. I thought he was just going to astral creep, so didn't pay any attention to the mid lane
We can
anymore.
watch this at least. Rolling boulder forward. Cancel will come in with the damage with the extra kick. Second imprisonment in a sec. He's got leap in 2 seconds time, but there's a 2 points up in imprisonment. The damage wouldn't be enough to find the kill, so Buki will now be forced to go in deeper if he wants the real kill, but he won't find it. But it takes Mirana out of the lane, and Limp will have to go all the way home. Meanwhile, Cancel and Bambo, they end up just triggering the shrine. Back to the lanes.
Well, Alliance have controlled the tempo pretty nicely. You know, I was worried about the chaos that BeanBoys can potentially bring to this game. Things have slowed down enough for Alliance just to kind of sit back and say, well, we've got our lanes how we want them going. Killing the OD by the Mirana is pretty nice, but what you got to look for now is you're going to have some fun on the top lane, getting that level 6 and being zoned out by Bambo a fair amount. Actually wants to try and turn and fight, but this is kind of risky for Clockwork. He doesn't know where anyone else is.
Can they get the Frostbite? Yeah, they can. EGM still has Stomp available. He knows up against Boogie maybe it's not the greatest thing. Especially as support also arrives in from Celery.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You do have the smoke on the Earth
This'll come in
Spirit.
handy.
So if they want to try and gank up the bottom lane, they potentially can. Create a little bit of space, add a little bit more pressure towards Loader. But EGM has just been prowling this area. Now they have an Observer Ward down for it. But while EGM stands here, there's no way to come in from the western front.
I mean, there's no way to go on the Spectre at all. Like, you try initiate, he just stomps you.
Yeah.
And this is the role I thought EGM would be playing towards the mid lane to give Limp a better time. But the dynamic has all shifted, right? There's no longer Earth Spirit really spamming rolls into mid lane. Cancel has used his Astral, though.
Oh, they waited for Bambo. So Bambo's coming down now with Epicenter available. They'll slip in around the side. But at this point, the creep wave is now underneath the tier 1 tower. And that's thanks to the pull that's happened from EGM as well as Hunskin. You probably feel pretty safe considering there is no vision of the observer wall, but the smoke kept it covered. Now the Burrow Strike into the epicenter. Spectre's got no way out. This one, the rolling boulder forward. Loader's going to go down, and they actually keep Sing Sing alive.
Perfect.
He made it back towards the trees. You kill the core, you kill the support. And then you instantly get Sing now up to the top lane and let Bambo have the off.
Can't come in through the west? Well, you just go in through the east and bait them out.
Oh no! Bambo Burrow Strike forward. He's got no sandstorm to escape from that. Limp will get the kill on the bottom. Just see it was all going so well.
Toby, like I said during the draft, if you know one thing about the BeanBoys and what they're going to do, they're going to go in. They're always going to go in. They're never going to Burrow Strike
Sometimes,
out.
man, you've got to pull out. Don't go in.
If they can do damage and stun and go in, they will go in.
That looks more like posturing from Bambo more than anything else. Like he wasn't expecting the Mirana to arrive.
No,
they have an Observe Ward sitting over on the side. So.
Toby, it's the mentality that my spell does damage and stun, and also moves my hero. If I only use my spell to move my hero, I've wasted 2 facets of my spell. Why should I waste that? Gotta be efficient. Make the most of it.
I'm waiting for this blind hook. Unison farm. He doesn't have battery assault though.
I don't think he can kill anyway.
It wouldn't be enough, but well, there's no time lapse, so there is the ability to kill him while there's no time lapse.
I mean, Weaver can hit Cogs and then Shikuchi out. 700 HP. Maybe it would have been close. I don't know.
Bambo's are having the time of his life at bottom. Top net worth of the field, keeping the spec down. Can't come close to that caustic finale. Even if he wants to farm a camp like this, Bambo's going to keep taking things from him. And with the arcane boots already up, he can fuel the mana that comes in from both the Rubik as well as the Earth Spirit too. So there's a lot more spam ability available to the Beans offlane.
And they've moved so much pressure away from Cancel now. Actually able to go for that double null build, tanks up, but also gives him a lot of damage in the early stages. And now, I'll just look for that Force Staff. Well, Mirana, is she actually going to go for treads? I've not seen this in a while, actually. Quite often we see the Ags rush from mid Mirana or the phase boots into Ags. Rarely do we see the...
Oh, the treads is when you turn her into that physical DPSer. Like it's that crazy attack speed you get from her with the leap talent. The plus 100 leap attack speed.
Yeah.
She hits like an absolute truck when you've got that up and running. And I got a funny feeling that's what they're going in towards.
I think that's,
so she can keep up with the spec going into the mid to late game.
I think that's thinking a little too far ahead. Like going treads for your level 25
entire
talent.
lineup thinking that anyway when you pick a spec as 5th?
Maybe. I mean, the obvious additional benefits you get from treads is, you know, you can swap them out to agility for your bottle efficiency, so int for your Starstorm efficiency. But maybe just the tankiness from strength treads against this initiation from Earth Spirit.
Rolling boulder forward, but with the Moonlight Shadow and the Clockwork reaching his tier 1 tower, they had no way to find a kill.
Actually, Toby, I think I'm going to be honest here and say that maybe you're right, and they are going to just focus on late game because you're not some fans eyeing up that Handamidas dude. He's got it in his quick buy.
If this game was more early game orientated, he would have already been rotating to find kills, not just trying to force them himself in his own lane. Now Unison Farm, he's going to turn Cobbs up, actually isolates up both Boogie as well as Sing Sing. Boogie's going to fall down with that Spirit on and Loader jumping in on the back of his ultimate. It's a good kill so far. Shikuchi up, no more stick charges available, so the earned damage, it won't be enough to kill off Sing Sing. He will barely survive on 60. But you just forced out the bigger ultimate, which is Loader's rotation.
I mean, the first Haunt and you get what's equivalent of 3 earned charges. Use one on yourself and a couple on enemies.
He wants this. He wants this. Burrow Strike into the epicenter. The hook shot! He'll cancel him halfway through. Sandstorm all you want. You're still physical onto the tier 1 tower. Hanskin was the bait. The Epi is on cooldown. And Unison Farm very quick on the rotation.
Bambo goes in. I'm sure he should just have his own TV series. Just Bambo goes in. Him just going into various positions.
What you done before, Bambo?
Bambo, where are you going? In. Just constantly going in. OD actually goes for the Veil. With double null, often we see that just picked up as kind of a segue pair of items, gives you decent stats, tanks you up a little bit, but often it's just like double null into Tread's Hurricane Pike and then into Flick Dagger. But the Veil here with Sand King, Rubik able to steal some massive spells like Starstorm and Arrow. You amplify so much out, and this is without even mentioning Earth Spirit, whose Magnetize is huge once he hits level 6.
And the timing for it would have actually been perfect with Bambo if we didn't have those 2 catastrophes in bottom lane with his death. Because the Blink Dagger would have been a lot faster for Bambo. And that's what they were looking for. Like the early farm with the Arcane Boots was meant to activate this try off lane perfect combination mid. Boogie is most definitely dead. But it was meant to work with him and then Cancel, because Cancel was even trading in the mid with the Mirana. He understood this, and they also understand with the spec, with the clock, with the Mirana, everything's going to come a little bit later with their power timing. So there's that small window, I think, where the Beans were looking to go pretty ripe against them.
What kind of beans are they actually? Do they have the green bean as their...
It looks like a green bean.
Is their picture? I think it is.
Like a bunch of peas in a pod.
I can't zoom in on their picture.
Like peas and carrots.
It looks like a diagram from like a year 9 like biology book.
Radiant's top tower.
But I can't zoom in on it. I
What did you do today, Mum? I dissected a bean.
I dissected a bean. An bean. I mean, BeanBoys are a pretty good team, you know. 92.3% win rate, 12-1 record over the past 4 days. Not looking too shabby.
Are you counting all the games they played through the Open Qualifier?
they are the only games they've played, Toby.
Yeah, the stats do lie. The stats do lie. No doubt about it on that front.
A little bit of confirmation bias.
A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of bullshit in my night. That's what that is.
Alliance have such a good position here. 2 heroes on high ground, smoked, waiting for it. Scan on
5.
Like scan on scan. Beano number 5.
Beano number 5.
Did you have Beano in Australia?
Well, we had Benno. He was better than anything else. Bambo, he gets fired up away to the right. He's still got Sandstorm available, so if he wants to, he can try and hide. But he needs to get away from the splitter. The rocket's flying in. The hook shot as well off target. They don't dive in too far, but now B bring everybody in. The pickup on the clock was going to drag him back to the other side of the cogs, and maybe with the hold, OD's in trouble. He'll imprison himself by a little bit of time, but will it be enough? He'll come back out with a quick Burrow Strike. OD dies instantly. Bambo to follow him after. EGM makes a break for the tree lines. Again, he's out of vision. They just can't get any more beans. They can't crack the pod. Alliance is on the retreat, but they survive. Only barely, but they survive.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Alliance didn't even have a single casualty there. It's so annoying when your Earth Spirit is like 2 creeps away from level 6 and you start a fight on bottom lane like that.
You're up a little bit far here. Boogie, gonna get the stun, the silence, the battery assault already got off. It's not the easiest kill in the world. Sing even stopping for a bounty rune while he's trying to do this, but Boogie doesn't have enough life, or does he? The Burrow Strike comes in from Bambo, but it's Sing who finds the kill.
They need 4 heroes to kill him, dude. He's level 11 with a hand of Midas. he just doesn't care.
But it's because you don't have the damage dealers. Like, unless OD's there, you don't have damage dealers. Weaver is still on his way towards the Desolator. The Dragon Lance is nice, it's good range, it's good stats, but it's not going to give you that scary kind of damage which is going to influence a tanky offlaner like Clockwork to fall back.
Well, that's the thing, right? You look at Alliance, they have individual damage dealers, like you're talking about, right? Mirana can go in, Arrow, Starstorm, kill someone on her own. Yep. E.T. and Crystal Maiden, even with the Clockwork, you know, 2 out of those 3 heroes can pair up and kill someone relatively easily. Whereas the BeanBoys, they need a combination of 2 heroes at least plus OD. But they also desperately need a Surf Spirit level 6. With that Veil pickup from OD, it's meant to enable the rest of your team. You mentioned the Blink being a bit late from Bambo. He'll have that after this creep wave, so that will help them out a lot. And they have Earth Spirit level 6. So I think that fight on bottom lane is a little bit misleading in terms of how powerful the BeanBoys can be in the next team fight. Because we just saw them get slammed. But that's because they didn't have what they needed to fight. I think it was like a massive mistake trying to defend that tier 1. Especially when your OD walks into an arrow.
But they committed so heavily. And now Bambo, like, this is his moment. They're bringing an extra TP, Spectral Dagger from Loader, scouting it out, but Bambo can reveal that Blink Dagger for the first time. With a little bit of help from Hansfield, he'll trigger off the dust, and with the stomp, and the split of the 3 of them, they're going to track the Rockets, pull him back in, the time lapse from Sing Sing. Maybe he's got enough life to survive this one. Kikuchi back off cooldown. Now on the run, EGM, Spirits on cooldown for 2 more seconds. 1 more second, one punch will do it. The OD is the only one alive, because again, he just is not there. And he couldn't be. Alliance, you defend another tier 1 by BeanBoys, and you just get more, and you actually get to take the whole enchilada. Cancel the battery assault, make it difficult to quickly escape. And EGM just a little bit too far out. The Spirit, oh wait, he actually got the stomp. If you can cock him up here, he's actually going to be able to kill him off. No, he just cogs to burn.
Fast respawn.
Cog to kill.
Fast respawn times, tier 1 and Shrine still up obviously, so risky going too deep in there. But, dear lord, you just see Crystal Maiden stand on the outskirts of a fight and basically get a triple kill on her own. That is disgusting stuff.
Invisibility.
It's beautiful stuff.
Dire's middle tower.
Crystal Maiden back in the meta.
Depends on your perspective, I guess.
Well, I got a pretty good perspective right here, because it's perspective camera. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Well, as I do that, we lag, so let me not do that again.
Don't hit the table, Toby.
That's right. We got a little bit of technology sitting on top of the table. Probably shouldn't destroy it.
Not a good idea. But you could see in that top engagement how desperate Team Bean were to actually kill off Loader, knowing that he is slipping slowly but surely out of control. Level 12 up on the Spectre, actually heading into a Manta style after Treads and Urn.
But popping like a sign of confidence, right? Like, you're looking at all of this going, I don't think there's anything that can really control me. I'm just going to break free of silence, and I'm good.
Exactly. I mean, they popped what Epicenter, Burrow Strike, and a whole bunch of other shit on top of the Spectre, and it still took a while to bring her down. This is where the BeanBoys have to make a very difficult decision. Do we split and maybe suffer the wrath of being picked off by Mirana, Spectre?
He did some fun knows. He knows Bambo loves to do that kind of stuff. It dates back to the ages of Jimmy as well.
Bambo?
He's okay. He's playing the lines right.
Is he though?
Yeah, he's okay. Okay, maybe he's not okay. Hook shot with battery assault. He's got no sandstorm. He's got no Burrow Strike, and now he's rooted in by frostbite. It's fine. It's fine.
He's okay.
It's all fine. It's fine. We're doing fine. You're doing great.
Yeah. Now a full blade mail for Clockwork. Looking pretty good for Alliance.
Yeah.
Where's that arrow going, actually?
It's going up towards the top, towards the Earth
Oh,
Spirit.
not long enough.
Too far away. Man, you can talk about the Clockwork having blade mail picked up. He even skipped up his armor point. He went for the extra mana. Understandable up against the OD. Just because his mana pool, having the extra 200 is just so damn useful.
And the fact that
But if he wanted to rack up armor even more, he could easily do it, and Weaver wouldn't hurt him at all.
That's kind of interesting. Like, they've got Arcane Aura from Crystal Maiden. There's no mana boots carriers on the Radiant team though, so there's no like burst mana. So it's more him just like wanting to spam rockets off cooldown.
I'm just thinking, like, as he loses his intelligence from cancelling, he keeps getting hit by the orb. Does he still have enough mana to fight? Like, how does the calculation end up working at that point?
Just that base mana pool being boosted is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Is he gonna try and go again? Hookshot's ready. BeanBoy wants nothing of it. Oh no, I've spoken too soon.
He's got Celery behind his BeanBoy. So yeah, he wants everything.
He wants everything to do with everything. He wants in.
No, he wants to keep the presence on the lane. He doesn't want to just let it go, because right now EGM's just going to farm wherever the hell he wants, which by the looks of it is a full Veil of Discord is his next target, and he's pretty damn close with the money to picking that up.
And Lotus changed his mind. He's gone the route that we thought he would, with the upgraded boots plus earn, then see how far you get. He bought the Aquila and Iron Talent to boost his farm speed and just give a bit of tankiness as well, but Radiance is queued up over in that lovely little quick buy slot.
There's a gang time. Look for the Clockwork Hook. Rocket will keep the vision up and running. And now into the trees. The Burrow Strike will happen. The Spirit's following down too. They know he's in pretty deep, but do they know exactly where? BeanBoy starts the TP out, but it won't happen. The Splitter was on the money. Hunskin, did he just diss ulti?
Yes!
Wow.
You take out the Horde in the open qualifiers, well, we are the Alliance.
I'm going to say, it's this where he takes a leaf out of Blitz's book. This area is mine.
This area is mine.
What have we here?
So Weaver now has his Desolator. So finally Sing Sing has a little bit of damage. Still got to remember that he is the one position, even though he was forced into the 3 roll early on. This actually dates back to the way Sing Sing used to play with mouse sports. When Black used to be playing in mouse sports as well, and he was 3 roll, but they let him say let him say 1, but he'd rush the Blink Dagger. So it wasn't this Arcane Boot hybrid which we're seeing coming out from BeanBoy. It was a I'm getting my initiation item, and then we switch the core back to the safe lane and create space by running this 4 while the 1 farms.
Like, he has damage, but comparatively to Alliance's heroes, like who's he gonna kill? ET has a lot of armor now with the Veil done. The Mirana's going to leap away. Spectre is tanky as all hell. Clockwork has a Blade Mail. You can't find like individual kills or pickoffs, and if you've got no defensive items,
fine.
This time he is.
In fact, it's more issue for Limp, who's got a lot of smoke heroes moving up, but okay, no one with a stun and no one with vision. Expecting him just to walk away, which he didn't. He TP'd away.
But this is classic Alliance. They're drawing action across the map away from the Spectre. Spectre is just happily farming, can always haunt in, and now you'll likely see Alliance make a smoke play just to go play aggressively somewhere and utilize that haunt.
The men will wait until the Radiance is done, unless they find a really good opportunity, and if they do, then it's going to give them the money to get the Radiance.
Top tower is under attack.
You're already getting the bonus damage from having the Relic.
Has fallen.
As it's very few games when a Spec plays that you're like, man, he really wasn't pressured to get that Relic. It was just a very simple, I move around, I farm up, oh, there's a half fight, I'll haunt in, I'll pick up whatever I can, then straight back to farming.
No smoke for Alliance. That's kind of interesting. I would have thought they'd like to cut the map a bit more. Maybe their next thought is there's a gem in the next kind of 6, 7 minutes or so. Just de-ward as much of the map as they can. They've got some sentries on them for now.
Well, right now there's so much vision. There's 4 observables placed down that sees so much for Beans. Oh, it barely misses the wings of the OD. And do they just
Yeah.
They just fortified after the tier 1 tower went down.
Error. That's a little accident, I think.
And this draft that I really thought, like it's the way Beans play, right? You expect them to be aggressive with that lineup. You see the early Veil build-up coming in from Cancel. You expect them to attack, and then these 2 horrendous fights have turned what was a very, I don't want to say greedy in a way, but it definitely looked like a more riskier late-game style of draft to come in from Alliance into the perfect draft.
Cancel is still playing Outworld Devourer. And once he has a BKB, he is close to untouchable this game.
Yeah.
There's like hook shot and that's it. He can stand his ground and fight until the cows come home.
But then you get Mirana with a physical damage build up. Like you get the Aghanims to do the split that with Blink Dagger, that makes sense. But
you have to wait for
when
that, right?
you need to get it up to level 25. And she'll have BKB and then one major damage dealing item.
She probably goes like maybe BKB Butterfly, potentially BKB Mjolnir isn't awful either. So you need
the Mjolnir is the best with the attack speed upgrade, just because the amount of bounce you can possibly get. Nice hook shot. BeanBoys in trouble. No Burrow Strike. The arrow flies in. They'll pull him out of the sandstorm, and the Starfall from Limp will finish the job. More delay onto this SK, and he's just trying to inch forward towards the 4-star. Short by now 300 gold.
This'll come in handy.
An EGM without fear in the world just goes and walks up onto the high ground next to Shrine. And then the 2 towers get denied?
Yeah.
This is devastating for the Dire team, honestly.
It bounces both ways too, like the bottom tower was done up by Bambo, so each team is getting a little bit of their own back. But obviously Alliance are very much in the driver's seat for this game. And they're in the driver's seat by not actually driving into a wall.
Yeah, they've been very relaxed.
Yep.
They will get scouted by this Observer Ward. Don't think they're planning on... Oh, they've got smoke on Maiden. Oh, where they're going.
They're far enough away from the Observer Wards. The map became very dark. Like, there was 4 Observer Wards up for Beans. And now there's only 2, and most of them cover around either the mid area and around the top of Roshan.
So Eastern Shrine.
Goodbye, Biggie. Maybe not exactly what you want out of a smoke.
He tanked the gank. That was pretty nice. I think they wanted Bambo again.
Oh, they're gonna find Celery. There's no battery assault. There's no cogs available. They're gonna find Bambo again. No. Hookshot will be stolen. Bambo will be able to Burrow Strike out this one in Spectral. Gonna hoard herself, but so Loader looking over towards Celery. The East is gonna keep Bambo underneath the tier 1 tower, underneath the tier 2 tower. Not close enough to be in range of the ET Stomp. With the Burrow Strike up, Bambo's in very, very deep into his own base now.
Where's the dive?
No.
Why don't you dive?
I'm sorry, this isn't 2012.
This is Loader. This is not Hovost.
Yes.
This is how the real men play.
Yes.
Actually, who was Hovost picked up by recently? There was some football team, hey?
Yeah. I don't remember.
No, me neither. Oh well. I hope he does well. He'll be fine, I'm sure.
Best of luck, man. Best of luck. 1 man picked up. Where's the team? Don't know.
Solo ranked warrior.
He's the new Jacob. He's the new Malk. I'm gonna pick up a team right here. Now, this team will be great.
Start with 1 player.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Bambo is waiting. Middle lane looks to be the pressure point now for Beans. Vision-wise, there's very little out here for Alliance. They have the Spirit Witch scouting out Roshan, going very, very deep over towards Roshan.
But once again, Beans don't want 1 solitary target. They don't want to go on an Earth Spirit alone. They don't want to go on a Mirana alone, really. They want like a 5v5 fight where they can exert dominance through the OD stealing a bunch of int and having Sand King Rubik control things up and Earth Spirit just creating chaos. Alliance have been just spreading the map, finding pickoffs where they need to, grouping up as this... again, it's like this 2+1 or this 1+1 where they roam around in packs with the Clockwork or the Earth Elder Titan, have the Mirana loop around in sometimes as well while Spectre farms. And the Dire are just kind of scrambling, looking for any space to farm themselves. Yep. Weaver's done a great job getting the BKB, but it's one thing having items and finding space to farm items, and another thing entirely to actually use them correctly and find fights in which using them affects you greatly. Now this Roshan fight, this could be big for Beans. Fighting in an enclosed area like this.
Beans do see it though. Like again, the 3 Observe was all around it, and Limp just triggered his BKB. So the bugs are going to come in now. There's no epicenter. The BKB actually gets scouted out the fact that it is down because the Scarabeels of Sing Sing were able to connect. This is not the dream start for Alliance. And in the meantime, Boogie's pushing in the bottom lane. You've got like Celery farming up in the jungle. They're not looking to fight this. In fact, if anything, I think Beans just caught the biggest break ever.
Yeah, 3 lanes to farm, their own jungle. Alliance sit back and they're like, shit, what have we done? Do we go and fight them? Do we run away? We've got no vision over that side of the map. They see nothing into this Dire jungle. And you know, 15, 60 minutes ago, I was kind of wondering when Alliance were... Ooh,
Celery is being very, very clever about this. Thanks to that Observer Ward they've got up just to the northwest of the bounty route, he could see the maneuver of the Clockwork. And Unison Farm's happy to throw the hook shots out. He's finished up his full Aghanim Scepter, so hooks a dime a dozen.
But yeah, I'm still very surprised that Alliance have never kind of cut the Dire jungle or cut the map here to get any kind of ward coverage over there.
I think they need it, right? Like, all they gotta do is keep out for Roshan, and EGM Spirit's doing that work. You've got the Rocket from Clockwork. All of that's doing the scouting they really require. As long as they can protect their own jungle and protect their ancient area for farming it, like, they've been doing it underneath the vision of Beans the entire time, but Beans can't go over and fight them, and they know it. If they go into the ET, they're going to get stomped and split, they're going to get mass starfold, they're going to lose vision thanks to Moonlight Shadow, you're going to have Crystal Maiden in a nice little tight area, so now it's up to Alliance to throw it if they possibly can around Roshan. So a pick up, Celery going to pull in the Clockwork, back up to the high ground. This will allow Cancel to steal a little bit of extra intelligence coming into the fight. If they can keep the vision up. They've lost sight of him, however, and no Hurricane Pike to use. So hook shot up, and then hook shot away. Unison Farm is away, and it's Bambo who's the one who said the Spirit into Stomp again. It's going to catch out too, sleeping up Boogie as well as Celery, and Loda straight to the front lines, looking for his only target, which is just a Rubik. That's what he wants. One swing will do the ding, and Cancel drops the ulti. The hammer is down. Hansion's gone as well. A gem can actually be gathered up now by the Beans. But Unison Farm is waiting. He wants the timing. Hook shot in. He's so low. 270 HP, but it's enough. They push him out, and Sing Sing, the star falls there. Loda will swing and actually get it on the Sing Sing. Cancel pushed away. Bambo has to commit himself into the epicenter as well. Needs that damage to spill out to Loda. He's able to do so. Limp is here too. Hide inside the Sandstorm. Dodging the arrow as Limp moves himself back over towards the Dire Shrine. The fight will end, and it looks like Beans actually get the upper hand out of it all at the end of the day with the trades, considering you lost Loda.
And Roshan still stays alive as well, so there's no Aegis on Alliance either. And the gem changes hands, dropped out by the Crystal Maiden, I think, in that fight and given over to the Dire team. But I even feel that could have been better for Bean. They get hookshotted on this ramp. They get OD stealing a bunch of it away from the Clockwork. They chase him down, but don't quite kill him. I think if they got that kill on Clockwork, that fight would have been an absolute wipe, and maybe Bean get Roshan in the end. But because Clockwork is able to escape and loop around and find, you know, a second wind engaging into the fight for a secondary time, things went Alliance's way for a little bit longer, but I've been wanting Loda to dive a little bit more this game, you know. There's been situations where maybe he could have gone that one step further to find another kill. Yep. This time he goes to one step further and dies for it. So maybe I should stop talking and just let Loda be Loda and play play safely.
Loda is playing Mr. Consistent. Like, if we want to give a tribute to one of the greatest consistent players of Dota 2's time, you could say he's very much like TC. Just always there when he needs to be, but always farming at every other opportunity. And he knows, like, if the spec gets big enough, there is little to nothing that Beans have that's able to deal with him.
I actually want to see what... Yeah, OD has the highest CS in the game. So I'm looking at, like, the kill score, right? It's 22-8. The net worth difference is minimal. It's like 3k.
It's not by much, and that Mirana is, like, 3 CS behind.
Yeah. I mean, the Beans have done a great job farming, keeping the items up and going. And as this game goes on, I really like this OD until the BKBs come up. I guess Mirana's already got hers, but Spectre, you never want to buy a BKB on. You just want, like, stats, evasion, get heart, get butterfly, and all that crap. Well, Mirana's like the only one that actually wants and should buy a BKB. So every other hero is available for OD to steal in and get another one of those massive Sandy's Eclipses down.
I was meant to have this.
And even more damage. Weaver gets a Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, this is actually a beautiful time now, and I'm wondering if this is that perfect window for Beans. If they wait much longer, the specs can become immortal, and that Butterfly Mirana is going to rip them apart. So, how do you force these? Like, where do you even do it? Is there a point for tier 2 towers? Is Roshan still going to be the focal point into a push?
It's hard, hey?
Maybe just a 4-man smoke up and try and find murder. Like,
I mean, if we look at the strengths and weaknesses of Alliance, we've seen them very strong when they've had heroes sitting behind someone and they've counter-initiated thanks to Echo Stomp.
They got a good opportunity. If they can kill off Loda now, they got the greatest opportunity. He doesn't have buyback. He just spent his money on the Manta Star, but they find EGM instead. So a little bit of orb damage, quick fire strike, hold him there. Cancel now plus 20 on the intelligence, and Unison Farm is most definitely on the run.
His TP's on cooldown for another 7 seconds. They are pinging, and they want to go in.
And Bambo, he's got the range. The Burrow Strike in. A quick Yule Scepter. That's out from Bambo. And it's just keeping the Clockwork in position. They'll find this kill. Quick hook shot up, but it's not going to do much. Meanwhile, Limp is adding pressure towards the top lane, but that's a full minute without the clockwork.
Oh, Boogie nearly had him as well. Great leap away. But if Boogie lands that stun silence combination with one boulder, Cancel's coming in from the south with a decent amount of stolen intelligence, but Mirana doesn't last that long. So Butterfly is still on its way. With 200 gold until she's finished it.
Good loader. Tank me up, boys. Apart from the armor, which he didn't take, he took the plus 20 damage, but plus 6 stats, plus 15 on the strength. I'm wondering if he goes for like the plus 400 health as well on top. Anything that just lets him survive longer.
I don't know, having a 6-second cooldown dagger is pretty nice. Especially when you've got Arcane Aura Crystal Maiden on your team.
Just dagger spam.
I mean,
maneuverability makes it good for that as well.
Like 400 HP is very good, right? But there are situations in which that 6-second cooldown dagger is amazing. Not sure this game. But it's been interesting to see how pro players really favor a lot of these talents. We've seen the shift away, or the shift back towards like movement speed talents after we saw the changes Valve made. But things like bonus damage over plus all stats and things like that. Plus damage is like one of the quintessential great talents to pick up for kind of value, right? For what value you would get from an item at that stage in the game.
Yep. No, Bambo, I know you like a lot of things, but having both an Octarine as well as an Aghanim set for your quick buy, that's a little greedy, man.
More.
He's not even running ahead of Midas. Just keeping both options open.
He wants both. He wants Ags and Octarine.
Seems like a good time farming up the
Celery dead.
stuff. Yeah, Celery into the tree lines. Glimmer Cape does some work. That ET Slither could be far enough away. He'll be okay for now. The Spirit was also so far away, but he can't TP out. He's not even earning himself up. He's just hiding in the tree lines, hoping they're not chasing him.
Does he cut the wave, actually?
Oh, Creep Wave saw him. For a fraction of a second, the Creep Wave saw him. So they know he's down there. I'm hearing the arrow looking for a fish with a rock clockwork. He'll throw it out, force out to Falmor. Oh no! Oh no! It'll work. The Starfall from Limp will connect on him, but the hook shot from Unison Farm was only able to hit onto Limp.
And now Roshan's open. Dire have shown their hand with Rubik dead and a number of heroes in bottom lane.
The creep way pushing on the bottom, if they do go for Roshan, they'll lose the tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like, Loda's trying to do Roshan by himself at the moment.
Dire's
I want
top
Cancel to go in.
tower is under attack.
Scarabeel's also having a look. Cancel's looking elsewhere. They still have the shrine they can go back to. Roshan's down a half life. Make that a third, make that a quarter.
Make that dead before Bean even respond.
Yeah, and they didn't push the tier 2 tower hard enough. But they got a positive ping on the scan. Like they scanned behind the tier 2 tower and they said, okay, Alliance is here, they're looking to defend. They must have thought about Roshan.
Loader with Aegis. That is scary stuff, and he's got a heart queued up as well. This guy's just going to run you... Oh, hook shot attempted, but Boogie's hiding away in the tree. I won't catch the Weaver. Oh, it was the OD. OD took the stop.
Okay, I know this is going to be a Monkey King bar, but keeping in mind this is Beans and that's Sing Sing.
Oh, you're thinking...
Is it worth... Is it worth having the huge injection of damage?
Of a rapier?
Yeah.
No.
Because the only other option you have is...
You're against
is
Butterfly Radiance.
He's got Monkey King Bar sitting in this thing, but it's like...
Like, if it was just against the Radiance, maybe, but the fact you're against Butterfly and Radiance... Like, I was even considering that maybe Bloodthorn was the better item for Sing to go for, but MKB here, like, covers so many bases, right? You've got... a channel cancel for ET and Crystal Maiden. You've got that True Strike for the Spectre and the Mirana. Doesn't do anything against the Clockwork, but who the hell cares? Clockwork's just tanky as all hell. In fact, he has got a lot of items. Toby, I care about Clockwork now. he has a Pipe and an Aghanims.
He's had a lot of money for a while, man. A lot of TPs coming into the top, so cancel. They've already lost their tier 2 tower and bottom lane Beans. The hook shot off target and the Glimmer Cape being provided by Celery. With a blink up from Cancel, he cannot walk back into the arrow. Didn't have the proper vision, but with Spectral Haunt, now vision is galore here. As long as Alliance can keep the damage coming, BKB will protect Cancel. Another imprisonment, another quick Hurricane Pike up, and the hookshot forward. He's protected outside the range. Bamboo gonna Burrow Strike out of the range of the cogs. Another push forward. Is there any more stuns? Not really. A quick Eul Scepter, blink away. Bamboo down and away. The Earth Spirit will down the tier 2 tower. Bamboo is still on the run. Another Burrow Strike away. But the hookshot hits the mark from Unison Farm. Finally catching up to the SK. A lot of chasing. And only 2 heroes lost for Beans.
That is so scary. You're looking down the barrel of the gun. Alliance just running at you. And you get your OD out. You glimmer, you force, you blink, he's out. And then all of a sudden, they're on your tail again. They're like in your ranks. Somehow, this positioning from Mirana leaping in, blinking in aggressively over and over and over. The damage output she is actually laying down is huge. With Butterfly and the Maelstrom complete, just like proccing non-stop. I wonder if Bean had thought, or maybe considered for a second, when they got the OD far enough away to maybe turn around and fight, because they were clumped up, and I think for a second Bambo would have considered going for the epicenter blink back in to get that turnaround fight. But Clockwork with his hook shots, now he has Aghanim Scepter, there is just no way for Bean to reposition and play the guerrilla tactics that they like to do, which is, you know, go in, go out, find a bit of stun in here, get another pick off there, find a bit of disruption around with the Sand King and the Earth Spirit stunning people up. But Yonasan Fan is just controlling this game single-handedly with his Clockwork.
Yep.
Thanks to his Hand of Midas, which has secured him this game.
I still want to see if they can pass the bigger test, and that's going up. Like,
On high ground.
If they can get into Bean's space without losing too much. Knowing that Beans will also have buybacks, their team fight's not terrible, the longer sustained fights in a safer position for Cancel is going to be better for him too, especially if they give him this space to finish up the fight. Having that extra Hex available has got to work. But Loda, okay, forced in, and they got another pickup trying to get him in range in the tier 4 towers. And Loda, Heart and Aegis, no matter what, does he have enough? With the Meta Style being triggered, he gets out. The ET split's been committed to. Celery only barely has the life to survive this. But they use 4 heroes and no massive abilities being committed by Beans. And they showed just how far they can throw in 1 hero, even if you want to run that tanky spec on the front lines. You can still get away with it without having the OD involved. And that's where Unison Farm's gone back. He's gone back to top lane to deal with the push that the OD began. And now they push out again. Sing Sing is looking down the barrel of his own heart. You've still got the Aghanim Scepter that SK is desperately trying to scramble towards for the extra range. The OD obviously wants his scythe, but he's also approaching his level 25. And he can potentially hold that intel steal for a lot longer. Adding that plus 60 seconds at level 25.
It is a long old time. It almost doubles the duration you hold it for.
Wait, he actually did the multi-shot arrow things? I was...
Oh really? Instead of the...
he switched around. Like, he didn't take the Sacred Arrow cooldown timer. Then he went for the spell amplification, so I'm like 5%. Like, yeah, you're going to get your attack speed anyway from the leap, right? Yeah, but he went for the split multi-arrows.
I mean, if you know that Sing Sing and Bambo are going to run at you, but you don't know where they're going to run at you from,
yeah,
throwing out 3 arrows to potentially find out where they're going in from is pretty nice, I feel.
But having that
like
attack speed increase...
In any other game,
I suppose that you don't have anyone else that's really taking advantage of it. Oh, Cancel. The hook shot up. Cancel's waiting. They blinked in. Back lines looking to actually get the Hex up. Able to do so. It's over on Mirana. He has to leap away to save. Now the Burrow Strike. Over to Unison Farm. They trap him in. Maybe with a Spectral Hawk Cross Maiden lets the ulti go. A defensive imprisonment means that Hunskin's ulti is really not that effective for Cancel. Needs to get out of here. He can't do it, and there's no buyback. He doesn't have buyback after buying the Scythe device. Beans are down to only the 3-man defense, and Alliance only lost the Clockwork.
No epicenter, no stolen spells from Rubik. And now Bambo, what are you going to do? Yeah, walk between those arrows. Cancel went in huge there, blinks into the back of that team fight and steals a ton of int. He even gets the Hex down onto Mirana, but with Glimmer Cape, Leap Away, repositioning tools from Alliance just too strong for them. And the inability for Beans to even get like a proper initiation.
Yeah.
We are never getting them with this jump in from the Earth Spirit. There's no roll into initiation, there's no blink into stun. It's always Alliance finding one little stab of a tiny dagger into them and then Beans run away. If they can't have the first blow, then they get none at all.
And that just looked so rough. Like, so rough. I can understand the logic. We take out the Mirana from the very, very beginning. We remove a huge portion of the DPS, but... And OD also didn't go for the long duration. Like, it's not the plus 60-second arcane orb still. It's the 8% spell amplification. And in a way, I can understand that too.
Yeah, with Veil and Sandy's Eclipse, it's pretty huge, honestly.
Yeah. But you just need to have the intel. And with these slow sieges, which Spec was looking to do, like, for me, that then made a little bit more sense to have the longest deal time. Drag the fights out, play it inside your own base. Let the Weaver have his own space as well. Sing Sing is still trying to finish up this heart of his.
I mean, Weaver hasn't been a hero this game, right?
No.
Weaver has farmed... I think this is why I brought up the point that it's one thing to farm items and have a BKB, but it's another entirely to actually go into a team fight and utilize it to its full potential. He has all of this damage, and he has the BKB, and he has time-lapse, but finding a fight in which he can actually go and right-click someone and maybe kill someone is like close to zero.
Time to destroy some shrines as the last one left for Beans. Still another minute and a half until Roshan is up. But that's that potential spawn time, so both teams will be thinking he might be here already. So Alliances have to keep the pressure inside the base, get the Aegis Immortal, and this will allow that mid-push to take the ranks to be a lot safer, a lot more secure.
What's Boogie up to?
He's watching.
Just getting a ward.
He's the Roshan scout.
Another
get as much vision as possible and just keep tabs as if he can on where Alliance is moving.
EGM.ggbet has a Scythe of Vice. What is GGBet, Toby?
I don't know. I don't care. Maybe I should
Is
care.
GGBet like Santa Claus?
Yeah, they're like the Tooth Fairy, except they pull your teeth.
Are we sponsored by GGBet?
I have no idea. I'm not.
I know there's like Pugner and...
I'm fairly certain this broadcast
no,
is
it's
sponsored by a
EGB.
different one. Now this is what they're looking for. The damage they haven't. Clockwork's down for 80 seconds. Remember, he does have a buyback. He's put his money on the side device beforehand. But now in comes Loader with the chaos creating Spectral Horn. Jumping around. Illusion to illusion. Now Weaver. Time-lapse is there. And maybe he is finally a hero.
Wow.
Sing Sing bringing down Loader and then shing away.
Weaver did a thing.
He did do a thing.
He did a thing where he killed the loader.
And now Celery, you gotta be really careful, man. He's gonna go into that Glimmer Cave. He's got Blink available. He actually stole Leap, so he's got Leap. He can't Blink. He's getting attacked.
I mean,
and maybe
dead.
with the Spirit damage, Blink is back off cooldown. He has his TP. He goes around the tree line. The arrows won't connect. Celery is away. He wastes the time of Alliance. They can't just push the lanes in.
Damn.
Yeah, this game ain't over, especially as Sing Sing now has enough money to buy the entire heart if that is what he desires. He still needs to hold his buyback, however, so maybe this is the moment we switch to this menu. We got 4 buybacks up for Bean. They are ready to defend their high ground if Alliance want to force the issue.
You know who I really wish was on this Bean's team? Bisa. His last name is Beano, dude. His name is Alder Beano. How sick would that be? If Beano's playing for Bean.
Okay. We'll give him a couple of green bean-colored pom-poms, and he can dance around.
Oh, you want to make
as
him
a cheerleader.
the cheerleader?
Yeah.
The mascot, even?
Save the cheerleader, save the bean.
Oh, dear.
Arrows fly out.
God.
Well, that connects over on Celery and the Stomp as well, but there's no jump. The Clockwork, Unison Farm is nearby, but he's not ready for a proper hook out, so it's more harassment than anything else right now. The team's competing for vision around Roshan.
They've got Hex Clock and Hex ET, though. That's 2 heroes out of the fight, and if you catch the OD and or the Weaver pre-BKB, that's like fight and potentially game over.
This is now time for the Loader special. It's going to be fight, death, buyback, Spectral Horn.
Is that the Loader special?
That's, well, actually it was the E.
This
special.
is really good for Bean,
but
they've got great
it happened when they were part of No Tide Hunter, so
Bean's
I'm going to
middle
say it
tower
was
is
Loader's
under
idea all the time. Limp into the tree lines. They need vision. They don't see him. The hook shot well off target. Now he actually had the bugs out. Limp, he's standing his ground. The Splitter cleaning up the tree lines. Maybe still a bit of a battle going around Roshan, but also the Earth Spirit holding him there. They really want him, and they've got him. They bring him down. A little bit of a backline issue as it's too afraid, and maybe Loda has enough damage. The hook shot out, the Astral Imprisonment can create a little bit of space here, and maybe they have enough with a push away, a double push. He's back to the other side, but Loda can just keep traversing all of the areas. Thanks to Spectral Dagger, Celery can't hide long enough. Loda will burn him out, not to mention the last little swing of the illusion. And they've found another one. Sing Sing can't time lapse. He's down. Buyback is available.
He killed the Crystal Maiden, and then he walks back into the middle of 3 of them. Sing Sing, no.
Looking for more. Just looking for more.
You can't look for more against Hex, Double Gem, EGM. And a Hex on your Nasamfan. It's just not possible.
Issues are going to arise.
That looks so bloody good as well for Bean. They had the positional advantage. They're walking up high ground. They find the Mirana. No one else is connected to that fight. They split perfectly.
And they're coming down to, like, Roshan's still only at a quarter of his life. They can get here in time.
Oh boy.
BeanBoys coming in, and he gets Hex and Sleep. The Rolling Boulder comes in as well. The stun! Boogie! He couldn't get anything else off. Maybe with the Glimmer Cape. You'll interrupt by BeanBoys. He'll create a little bit more space. The Hex is out. It's over on OT. They just can't keep attacking. Roshan still alive for the moment. Defensive imprisonment does EGM. Can he just punch him down? Loda, where he's finished up Roshan. He has the Agency Boulder now. Cancel is leaving. This is not the fight they're looking for. And Unison Farm does not hook shot blindly.
I was half expecting Cancel to just like Hurricane Pike into the pit to try and steal Aegis, but he's slot. Oh, he was slot limited. He's now going to pick himself up a full Shiver's Guard.
I got too many items. How do I hold all these items?
He's just had to sell his Veil because he had too many items.
Oh, it is about time that Veil did disappear. Build up the auras, defend the base. You still haven't lost a Rax if you're Beans. You may be behind by about 10,000 gold. There's 10,000 gold in a 50-minute game. Who cares about that? That graph you might care about a little bit more. Rapidly approaching a 20,000 experience advantage. But even then, that's also going to cap eventually. Right now it's kind of meaning that everyone else is like, okay, the lowest you have is 22 on Alliance for levels. The lowest you have on
13
is 13, yeah. Like the unlucky Earth Spirit number.
Like legit, that is where the majority of that gap is. Like you look at the equivalency between the heroes. Everyone's like 25 to 25, 19 to 21. That's kind of similar. It is just Boogie on this Earth Spirit. And
Sing. Run. Run. They'll get the bugs off. There goes a quick Hex. It's another control. The double sentries are put down. You got the splitter coming in as well. Doesn't really hit a target, but the arrows, they'll fly out. A quick stun, but a defensive imprisonment from Cancel will create a little bit more space. It's just to try and help Boogie. He's already 0 for 10. Mercy, the hook shot.
Oh, no.
It doesn't connect, but he still got pushed the wrong direction. They were trying to get him away to safety. Cancel wants a couple of extra quick hits. At least he gets rid of the illusions nice and quickly.
But now you're up against Abyssal Blade, Heart, Aegis on the Spectre.
Oh, welcome to Lotus Orb from Hanskin. So he's got protection from that side device. Bambo waiting in the tree lines. Blink, Fire Strike, Force, missed absolutely everything. The buyback here from the Earth Spirit. Just, you know, he's got a lot of money after 11 deaths. Limp, the arrow connects, the hook shot. They body blocked it, so Cancel can survive. Needs the orb damage out. Piranha is locked inside the cogs. They have to get rid of these illusions as well. Remember, Rax is the goal, and Loda is finally focusing on those objectives. He takes out the range, looks towards the melee. There you have an extra control with that Hurricane Pike. Loda getting hit pretty heavily. The arrows flying again, but there's a big arc where they can protect themselves as Spec down a little bit lower, but still not enough for them to initiate. They need to hold that Rax. The arrow stolen by Celery. At least be able to hit one. Push back Loda. Get some vision. Get some something on him. Loda just needs a couple more swings to bring down the melee Rax. They're trying to force some engagement out from Beans, but Beans aren't having a bar of it. They want to let the Rax go. Even Celery attempting a denial of the Rax at the very last moment.
They can't move. They can't move, Toby. We were waiting for them to have this massive defense from inside their base because they've got these tools to jump in.
You don't have the physical damage from the Weaver. The hook shot's out, and now it's trouble with the Stomp to Sleep. That trick off the try and gets a little bit more life and mana back over towards Cancel. That top rack still being attacked. There goes your Hex once again. It's Loda able to attack in towards the OD. The splitter, it looks good. Oh, crack Bambo! Boogie, he'll go down as well. While the hook shot doesn't connect, the rest of the abilities will, and this will be 2 lanes of ranks. You'll buy back onto the SK, but just the Spec illusions are pushing them back into their well.
I never really thought about how good, like we considered how difficult Alliance would have, or what difficulties they would have pushing high ground, right? I never really thought about the triple arrow being very good at pushing high ground because of this, right? You scout, you see where they're going to come from, you maybe hit a random target, but also with the ET stop, it's like we used to see from the Naga Siren. You put it behind the tower, slip it up.
Arrow's gonna stun Spec, that burrow strike, the Lotus Orb protects him too much! Oh, Weaver's already gone. Things has lost for 100 seconds. And it might be the game along with him. The Hexes just keep rolling through. EGM trying to make everyone look tired as they go back to their base and GG it out. The white flag is hung on the door. And Alliance will take their game up against the boys who love beans.
Yeah, it's like we used to see from the old Naga Siren. You walk in, you sleep people behind the tier 3s and racks, and the rest of your team hits the buildings untouched because there are no opponents that come and do anything to you.
Quality at the end of it, 54 minutes.
Again, I want to say a close matchup. Alliance definitely showed a lot more of their stoicism and like, right, this is our plan. We're going to follow it from A to B to C.
Yep.
There were I feel like there were very few mistakes from Alliance. Like, mistakes against BeanBoys are obviously going to be punished a lot more heavily because of the way they play aggressively. And I feel like Alliance in that game maybe played specifically to not make any mistakes.
I would agree, but I also feel like they weren't pressured enough. Like those two team fights, yeah, we're going to go back to them probably all the time. Like, before the 20-minute mark, the two big team fights underneath the tier 1 tower on bottom, the tier 1 tower up on top, these did not go the way of Beans. And if they kind of were even just an even trade, I still think Beans would have hit a nice power spike against Alliance before the spec was going to do anything.
Just imagine if laning stage had gone even 5-10% better for Beans. If there hadn't been a level 1 Swarm on Weaver, if there hadn't been a level 1 Burrow Strike on Sand King, if Sand King had, gone equal and or destroyed that clockwork for the first 3 levels and Weaver didn't die at the first go, this game could have been very different. Very, very different.
Yeah.
But that's Dota 2. Yeah. One little cock up before the creep spawn, thinking we can get this kill. You miss out on that small opportunity, that small window that could push you to level 2 ahead of your opponents, and all of a sudden you're massively behind.
Well, result is at the end, Alliance will take the game here in the European qualifiers. Because if you want to check all the coverage for it all, going to be on the Summon Hub. We've got everything. We've got a multi-stream. We've got a whole bunch of independent streams as well.
I've got a guy from GG Bet saying thanks for the promo.
Great, fantastic. I think we shat on them during the stream. But hey, there's no such thing as bad advertising. Actually, yeah, there is. All right, okay, we'll be back after the break, guys. Stay tuned. What's up next? What do we have next?
It's the NIP guys against Pro Dota.
NIP versus Pro Dota coming up next. Don't go anywhere.